Joining me here on the chancel steps is someone I hope you've had the opportunity to meet already, but if you haven't, this will be an introduction to you. This is Heather Mustain, who is our new Minister of Missions, and by new I mean that Heather's just completed her 4th week on the job here and is doing a great job already. We had a reception last week, and there have been other events in which you've had opportunities to meet Heather and her husband Chad, who's sitting here near the front as well. So Heather, let's talk a little bit about missions and Wilshire and your experience here. After 4 glorious weeks here at Wilshire, what are you learning about us?
Well, like I said in first service, what am I not learning? I have been busy meeting with community partners and those that we support, the work that we support here in the city, and also with church members and hearing ways that they've been involved and have been very humbled by both. And so as I've gone around and let people know that I'm with Wilshire, I have not heard one single negative thing said about Wilshire, but how important this church has been to the work of the hurting and the broken in this community.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. We know that your background has been in other missions experiences and leading trips and organizing groups and education in social work and theology at Baylor. And now that you're coming into the local church context in this, do you see any connection between all of that as you're beginning your work here among us? Absolutely.
My training as a social worker has prepared me so well to be within the church. But something that I'm learning as a minister that I didn't expect to learn quite so fast is that education never really ends. Although I have stopped my formal training, I've really just begun the process of education. And I also, as I've gone around, when people ask me what I do since I'm new to Dallas, that the next question is, oh, well, what brought you here? What do you do? And I let them know, well, I'm a minister. And the typical response is usually, okay. But so what do you do? And one girl even said, I didn't know women could be ministers. So part of my responsibility and what I see now as a minister is to begin to educate people, one, that yes, women can be ministers, and two, yes, the church does care for you.
Well, you've highlighted an interesting connection there that we discovered, in that the work of missions is not just something that we do incidentally, but we see it as a ministry. And how do you connect doing missions with being a minister? Why is that something that really is ministry as mission work?
Right. So really what I feel part of my job, responsibility, and role here at the church is to create opportunities for education for you, to educate you on what is going on in the city of Dallas, what's going on in our neighborhood, so that you can use your particular skill set and giftings and strengths to really plug into a place of service. So I see my role just to continue to push each other to find what is that place of service that you feel called and gifted at. And so that's one big role I feel that I'll play here at the church.
Well, so you just pointed out an important thing. We've not hired you to be our missionary,
right,
to go do missions on our behalf, but we've asked Heather to come lead us in missions, and we are the missionaries who will be doing the work, hopefully, along the way. Well, so tell us about some of the things that are upcoming that we might want to plug into in missions. What do you see?
The fall season is always a time where we kind of boost. There's a lot going on. We have, just in the next week, we're going to be sending anybody who is interested to Oklahoma to help with some of the tornado disaster relief. And now it is going to be going on from August 5th to August 10th. And you can volunteer for 1 day, or you could volunteer for 5 days. So it's very flexible according to your schedule. And you can contact me if you have any questions about that. But if you're interested, you can go to the Wilshire website, and there is a registration link where you can put in your departure day and your arrival day and do all that. It's very easy to do. So we have that upcoming. And we also have Our fall is a lot of kickoff ministry, so we're going to be continuing with our Kids Hope program, mentoring children at Stonewall Jackson, which is right down the street. And so we'll be gearing up, needing a couple more mentors, that if that interests you. It's one child for 1 hour a week, and that 1 hour a week makes a difference in the life of a child. We have some international opportunities coming up. We'll be continuing our work with the Dominican Republic. So Tiffany Wright will be leading a mom's trip who will be mutually transformed by other moms in the Dominican. And she might have 1 or 2 spots available, so if you're interested in that, you can contact her directly. And then Linda Garner and I will be leading another trip to the Dominican with Buckner. And this one will specifically be able to use your medical, if you have medical gifts and training, to operate a clinic. And even if you don't, we still need your help and support with triage or with playing with the children that come with parents. So there's plenty of opportunities to get involved, and I'd love to correspond with you. I'd love to come to your Sunday school class, any kind of ways that I can be of help.
Fantastic. And of course we have the missions committee is doing an exploratory trip this fall to Peru to check on the possibility of working with our friends at South Main Baptist Church in Houston. And we've got all of the local ministries that are going on. Heather's been making her way around, meeting all of our local missions partners, and can be a great resource to you if you're looking for a way to be engaged in community service here in Dallas. There's lots of opportunities with that through our mission partners as well. Okay, so we're looking ahead these days. Vision 2020 is coming up, and we're trying to look into the future. I know you just got here, but when you look ahead, what do you see in your horizon and Wilshire's horizon as we look at missions opportunities?
I think it's so important for your voice to be heard at Vision 2020. Your story is going to shape the future direction of our church. And by saying that, I think we'll have a lot of opportunities to hear your voices, to help strategically point us to where we get involved in the city. But one thing that I love about Wilshire so far is I love that Wilshire is a church that isn't afraid to take a risk. And I think with risk, there's great benefits. And one way that I see us continuing great ministry is we have to be creative and innovative in the ways that we reach our world. And sometimes that involves risk. And so I love that Wilshire is an adventurous church and is willing to take that risk. So I would hope that you continue to do that with us.
Wonderful. Well, Heather, we're delighted that you're here. Thanks for leading us in missions. And these are your missionaries.
That's right.
Right here.
Yeah.
Thanks.